It's official. Britain is a nation of animal lovers. The Brits own a staggering 60 million pets.
That's a lot of love. We love them because they're cute and they make us laugh. But some pets are more than just a faithful friend.
There you go, good hexagon, good boy.
They're the brains in the family. And when you're the proud owner of a clever pet, well, you just want everyone to know about it.
Good boy. Right, Paul? Yes.
Scientists are starting to take note.
We're just beginning to realise, actually, these animals can do stuff.
Good boy.
He's doing brilliantly. I don't think he's made an error.
Proud pet owners across the country are convinced that their pet could be the next animal Einstein.
Raccoons are definitely as smart as a smart dog.
His favourite is
tennis.
And they're out to prove it.
First dog in the family to go to university.
I'd like to see a dog beat that.
Oh, it's a shame you're so rubbish.
Most pet owners think that their pet is smarter than the rest, and some compete to prove it. There's even a cleverness league table of canines. And right at the top is the border collie, like Gable here, who lives with his owner, Sally Smith. Sally got him when he was a pup, and her kids had flown the nest. She very quickly discovered he has an extraordinary ability.
Well, it started when he was a youngster, and of an evening I'd want to sit down and relax and watch a bit of telly, and he would constantly pester me, bring me toys, be jumping on the sofa, dribbling all over me.
Trying to ignore Gable didn't work, so she came up with what she thought was a cunning plan.
I remembered that Chicken was at the top of the stairs, so I thought, oh, he'll never find that. So I said, Gable, go and get Chicken. Get Chicken, go on.
Sally thought Gable would be gone for some time, but in a matter of seconds, he was bouncing back.
Chicken, good boy. I'd never actually told him this was the name of this toy, so he'd actually applied that learning himself without being taught by us. What a clever boy.
Gable's illustrated very nicely for us that dogs listen to us all the time. And if you think about your own dog, you will know, once you start thinking about it, actually, yeah, he does react to the word go in let's go for a walk. The word go gets him, and when you're saying that in another sentence, his ears prick up.
Get Twister.
Gable's appetite to learn new words was insatiable.
It just became a game, really. I thought, I wonder how far he can go if I actually tried teaching him the name of things. Get Pig.
Most dogs know a few dozen words. Gable now knows over 150.
Boy, pig.
That's as many as your average 2-year-old.
He has a few favourites, but Gable knows the name of all of these. He remembers them far better than I can. I have to write them down now.
I guess it's astounding the sheer number of items that Gable has learnt. 150 items, that sounds like a huge vocabulary.
Oh, look, Gabe, where's your fried egg? Yum, yum, yum.
In fact, children and dogs learn language in a similar way.
They're making associations between particular words and objects or actions, and that's how young children learn as well. We don't sit and teach them every word. An awful lot of words they pick up simply by listening to us and making those associations.
I didn't really think it was anything particularly special or unusual. I just thought this was something that Border Collies did.
But it was special, because when academic experts heard about his abilities, they couldn't wait to meet him. Gable was heading to university. In a list of the most popular pets in Britain today, surprisingly, fish occupy the top spot. Dogs come second, with cats a close third. But our next clever pet doesn't even feature on the list at all. In leafy Sussex, it's breakfast time in Kimberly Unger's house.
Morning is always the busiest time of my day, I would say. Gotta please my little baby girl. Breakfast is ready.
Melanie is a North American raccoon.
Go into your high chair. Let's have your porridge, sweetheart. Her favorite thing to eat is probably watermelon, but every once in a while she gets her porridge as a special treat. Good to the last drop. There you go, sweetheart.
Biology graduate Kimberly is convinced that raccoons are much smarter than even the smartest dog.
One of the reasons why I got Melanie was to show raccoons are very, very intelligent animals, and they've been compared to the same intelligence as like a rhesus monkey or a 2- and 3-year-old toddler, like a child.
In the past, raccoons were believed to be related to dogs. In fact, they're closer to red pandas. But Melanie? Well, she's closer to a 3-year-old child, a very lucky 3-year-old.
She has more toys than most children, I have to say. Treat her as if she's like a furry toddler. She's a very spoiled raccoon.
But Kimberly's love for raccoons isn't shared by her fellow Americans.
Basically, raccoons are pests in the United States. People wouldn't give them much thought, but they deserve respect just like any animal.
It's Kimberly's mission to stop raccoons being persecuted by proving that they are smarter than dogs.
Ready to do some work in the playroom?
Time to get going with Melanie's daily training regime.
Somersault. Good girl.
Melanie has learned an astonishing 100 tricks. She limbers up with some basic dog training type skills.
For your ears.
But Melanie really shines when it comes to anything that involves dexterity.
Yes, good girl. They have like the same abilities of sort of like a monkey because they have their hands and they like to climb, and she can do different things with her little hands.
Kimberly thinks of Melanie as her furry toddler, but most real toddlers would struggle to do what she can.
If she's doing something with a magic trick and she's just, picking up the little magic stick. Good girl.
Raccoons are remarkable animals. They have to problem solve all the time in order to survive, in order to get enough to eat, etc.
Let's do some stacking, Melanie.
In urban environments, they've learnt how to open garbage cans and all sorts of other things. But what that means is that they are problem solvers, that they have the abilities to look at an issue, look at a problem, and try and solve it.
We shouldn't be surprised that they can do lots more than we give them credit for.
And that includes riding a scooter, doing the shopping, and training for the Tour de France. Sort of.
She's really amazed me. She's definitely as smart as a smart dog.
But proving that, as we'll find out, is going to be much harder than Kimberly realises.
I want to set her up for success and just keep pushing the limits.
It's a big day for Sally and her brainy border collie Gable.
They're off to Doggy University.
First dog in the family to go to university, so we're immensely proud of him.
Get Big Bear.
Sally discovered her precocious pooch has an incredible memory for names. She claims he knows over 150 different toys.
This way, Gabe.
Today, Gable's talent will be put to the test.
I always thought he was a clever dog, but then I'm biased because he's my pet. But I was delighted that people who knew about these things were so interested in him. So yes, I was delighted and probably very proud.
If Sally's claim is true, it would put Gable's vocabulary on a par with a toddler. At Lincoln University, research into animal intelligence now focuses on dogs and other domestic species. Science is just waking up to the fact that our pets are much cleverer than we've given them credit for.
We love dogs, we know they're incredible, but to see that and to have scientific evidence that support all of our beliefs, that's mind-blowing.
Only the brightest dogs make it to Lincoln.
We are a dog university. The dogs really engage and they put their heart and soul into their learning.
Lincoln's newest canine undergrad is about to arrive.
Well, we're nearly there now, Gabe. Nearly there. Got all your toys? Did you pack them all? We have to get him a cap and gown. Professor Gable's got a nice ring to it.
But will Gable get his doggy degree?
Come on, mister. Let's go and work some toys.
So, Sally, how many toys do we have here?
About 150, give or take. And there's some he knows better than others. He loves Tutti Frutti, don't you? Love Tutti Frutti. The famous pig.
It's very exciting.
Gable has to correctly identify each toy by its name and take it back to Sally.
Gable, get pig.
She faces the other way so she can't guide him.
Come on! Giving dogs the opportunity to problem solve on their own is important.
Good boy.
He's doing brilliantly. I don't think he's made an error.
Leak. Get leak.
Very, very good. Really impressive. Definitely a distinction.
Rugby. Get rugby.
Gable has actually learned 300 different pieces of information. He's learned that word and to discriminate that object.
What about dinosaur?
This proves Gable has a vocabulary as wide as a 3-year-old child.
Oh, clever boy. Have you brought me dinosaur? Take it to Mum.
Good boy. Get hammer.
I suspect he's got lots of other things that he can do as well. Just through observing humans, he probably knows characteristic behaviours of his owner that says, oh, she's about to take us for a walk, or that the end of a particular television programme means it's supper time. So actually, when we start looking at it, our animals know a lot more than we tend to give them credit for, and that's before we even spend time trying to teach them and seeing how many words we can actually teach them.
In a scientific league table that ranks canine intelligence, Border Collies come out on top. Right down near the bottom is the Shih Tzu. And as if to prove it, in this video, a Shih Tzu valiantly struggles to find a way out of a square of tin cans. Bred mainly as lapdogs, to some they're considered the dunces of the dog world. Meet the next, and perhaps the most unlikely clever pet, Cooper the Shih Tzu. Mensa member Kirsty Forrester didn't choose Cooper for his brains. But she was still upset when she discovered just how stupid people think Shih Tzus are.
I was just constantly seeing things online, people saying, oh yeah, Shih Tzu, these dogs smell, they're stupid, they're really hard to train.
But then something surprising happened.
Well, when I was toilet training him, I got these bells, and my plan was to teach him to ring the bell when he needed to go out to do his business. And I hadn't formally started training him with them yet. And he randomly just hit it. And when he did that, I opened the door. And then I realised that every time he rang the bell after that, he went straight out, did his business. With my parents' dogs, I remember us spending weeks and weeks and weeks trying to teach him to ring the bell.
Kirsty started to think that perhaps Cooper was smarter than most people would give him credit for.
I think a lot of people get a lapdog and so you treat it like a lapdog. Well, what would happen if you started treating the lapdog like a border collie? You know, maybe they are actually capable of doing some of the same things. Keep a sit. Beg.
Kirsty started doing some basic training with Cooper. Surprisingly, he picked it up immediately.
Shake it off.
We have a lot of prejudice about different breeds of dogs, and border collies are up at the top and everything else goes down below. You know, actually that's a very false ranking. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh, you've got a border collie, therefore it must be bright, therefore teach it tricks. Oh, you've got a Shih Tzu or a pug, you don't have to do any more with it than teach it to come and sit and lie down.
Cooper quickly moved on to more advanced tricks.
Put the ball in.
Basic toddler toys were a doddle.
Press the button. Yeah!
At just 3 months old, he even learnt to stick his tongue in and out, just like a human baby.
Cooper, where's your tongue? Good boy. Stick it back in. Good boy. It became clear that he had some special skills and maybe some star potential.
Kirsty started posting videos of her puppy prodigy online and even created his own website.
One of the main reasons I wanted to get the videos out there and our story out there was to be like, hey, Shih Tzu aren't these horrible, tiny, yucky, stupid dogs, or at least they don't have to be.
This Shih Tzu certainly wasn't stupid. This is Cooper at just 13 weeks old.
Shake hands. Lick my hand first.
Good boy. Cooper down.
He was always very responsive, even though he's a very little puppy. You can see he's very, just immediately kind of obeying what I'm asking him to do.
Cooper, where's your tongue?
Watch his tongue and his tail.
Cooper quickly developed an online following.
He started getting so much attention on his YouTube videos that I started getting requests like, can you make a Facebook page for him so I could keep in touch with him? It was pretty weird at first when he started getting attention and it was from people all over the world and, thousands of people. on, Coops.
Keen to see just how far she could push him, Kirsty decided to try something no other dog had done before, let alone a Shih Tzu.
Wanna do your shapes? What were you doing first? There you go, good hexagon, good boy.
When Kirsty posted a video of Cooper doing the toddler's shape-sorting puzzle, it went viral.
The reason why the shape sorting, I think, has captured so many people's interest is that it relates to toddlers, and it's one of the first toys that we often give to human children. People said Shih Tzus aren't that smart, but look at where he is now.
When we see Cooper, we go, wow, that's really incredible, and it's a Shih Tzu, and it's something that we would see a child, a young child, toddler do, with putting the right shape in the right box. That's fantastic. Interestingly, if that had been a Border Collie, would people have been so surprised?
So, are we judging our dogs unfairly?
It's possible that people might discredit their dog based on its breed without considering that, it can probably do more things than they might expect.
Cooper, bless him, is the lesson for us all, because when you have a dog and you keep working with him and you keep giving him new things to learn, then that animal will blossom to its full abilities.
Good boy, good boy.
10 out of 10 to Cooper for showing us that even if you're cute looking, you've still got a brain.
Never mind Shih Tzus, Border Collies or any other dog for that matter, Kimberly from Sussex thinks Melanie, her North American raccoon, is smarter than any dog.
Raccoons are definitely as smart as a smart dog.
Kimberly has taught Melanie over 100 tricks, but she's finding it hard to have her claims taken seriously. So today they're off to London to see a leading animal intelligence academic.
Getting her some of her favorite things that she likes. Water. There's her little bow.
But as any busy mum knows, getting a toddler out of the door can be a military operation.
Today's a big day for you, Melanie.
Looks like she'd rather stay in bed.
Come on, Melanie. Come on, sweetheart. Good girl.
How raccoon will travel. Oh, yeah, road trip.
But when she tries to climb out of the window, Melanie's nearly roadkill.
Oh, wait. Oh,
don't wind up the windows.
I didn't realize she's up. Okay, yeah, I think we'll keep it closed. Thank you. Okay, let's get our ticket. Catch to start. You want to help me, Melanie? Doesn't look like there's a price for a raccoon. Okay.
An hour later, and Kimberly and Melanie arrive in London.
Ready? Let's go.
But no trip to London with the kids is complete without a visit to one of its biggest toy stores.
I know Melanie's gonna have a blast there because she just loves toys, don't you, Melanie?
Melanie's already got over 1,000 toys, but when you're a spoiled raccoon, there's always room for one more.
Don't see any raccoons. Oh, that's a panda. What do you think?
Scary.
Oh yeah, there's that. Oh, that's cute, yeah. Do you have any educational toys? Sort of like wooden toys or something that would be like for maybe like a toddler? So I like to get educational things for her. Oh look, it does it bilingual, so English and Spanish.
But Melanie's got her eye on something a bit more racy.
You wanna honk the horn? Does it turn the wheel?
She's hot wiring the car.
I think she's found something that she wants, but unfortunately it's too big to take on the train. You can come up on Mommy. Up. There we go. Okay, let's get going.
With the big meeting in 20 minutes, it's time to leave. But after Melanie climbs into a crane, they're not going anywhere.
Go, Melanie. Look, I got your gift. Are you ready?
And with her heart set on the Ferrari, Melanie's refusing to come down.
Careful, don't touch her. She's in a bad mood. Melanie, come on, let's go.
Melanie's toddler Strop is in danger of making them miss the meeting.
Come on, Melanie. It's like rescuing a cat from a tree.
As any parent knows, sometimes you just have to give in.
Just let her go all the way in. Come on. Good girl, Melanie.
So Melanie is now the proud owner of a Ferrari. It's well known that some higher mammals have what's called emotional intelligence. The ability to detect how other animals are feeling has also been discovered in dogs and cats. But it's not something you'd expect in farm animals. On an idyllic 10-acre farm in Yorkshire, Tom and Cal live with a menagerie of animals.
We give them the freedom here to do what they want.
The latest addition to their animal family, Dougie the donkey, took that freedom to make himself right at home. Unannounced, Dougie joined Tom and Cal in the living room for a spot of TV.
His favourite is
tennis.
He likes Roger Federer.
Wimbledon especially.
Yeah.
No win.
Not interested in the Masters thing.
Well, who would be?
Not really a sport,
It's not
is it?
proper sport, is it?
And it wasn't a one-off.
Wants to see what's in the news. Do you mind, Dougie? Can I just see what's on the next page? Sometimes we don't know he's been in, but we see this little trail of muddy footprints.
In the wild, donkeys are herd animals that rely on each other for protection.
They are social animals, so they've got all the issues of learning about who's who and what's what. But also we know that they can learn about signals from other species. For example, they will know when a predator is relaxed and not in hunting mode, so they're picking up on very small signals.
If there's stress or anxiety coming from the humans in this house, he completely picks up on that. I think there's a great deal of emotional intelligence going on.
For Dougie, being social definitely has its rewards. It's a case of you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
He's got his favourite spots, and if you stop, he will, you want a bit more.
When it comes to being smart, some farm animals may still be more equal than others.
Sheep aren't dumb. No, they're not dumb. Some people think they're stupid, but I have never found mine to be dumb at all. No.
Sheep are not famed for being the brightest.
Oh no.
But you try telling that to sheep fancier Jill Penny.
Lottie, come on then.
Jill has adopted 17 rare breed sheep and is convinced they recognise her.
They hear my voice or they spot me and they will come over just by spotting me. They seem to know that it's me.
It could be Jill's personality, or it could be something else.
She knows I've got food in my pocket and she won't leave me all the while I've got food. You like your food, don't you?
They will know the sound of their farmer's car that is bringing the food to the field. They recognise that sound equals food. This person's face equals food, or this person's face doesn't equal food.
Probably Truffle's the smartest of them all, simply because she's always there, always spots me. First of all, don't you, Truffle? She wants to be top dog, or top sheep.
But Farmer Terry is not convinced his sheep have brains.
Some people try and put human emotions onto a sheep, but I always sort of say to that, well, they've only got one bucket of water in their pen and they go and poo in it. Now, if they had a level of intelligence, you wouldn't do that.
Back in London, raccoon-obsessed Kimberly is desperate to prove that her raccoon, Melanie, is super smart, and she is finally about to get the chance to prove it.
Today we're going to see Dr. Lance Workman, who's an animal behaviorist, and he has never met a raccoon.
Kimberly is hoping to persuade Dr. Workman to help her do a study on Melanie.
I think that Melanie is a great example of a case study. I just hope that he will be amazed at what Melanie can really do.
The Royal Institution is famous for promoting pioneering scientific achievement.
Exciting.
the perfect place for Kimberly to make her case.
So this is Melanie.
Yes.
And you're going to show me some of the things she can do?
Yes, I would love to.
Kimberly puts Melanie through her paces.
Here's a water bottle. I think she'll open the water bottle, but
Right, so she can unscrew that?
Yes, she'll unscrew it. She spilled water all over my brand new laptop. Maybe.
Oh yeah, she's got it, she's got it. Just don't tell the Royal Institution.
Okay. Pick up circle. Put it in. Put the square in.
She's trading off speed for accuracy at times, I think. To be fair, we would say that of a toddler.
They're a good girl.
And now for the grand finale.
Oh, here she goes.
Good girl. Come on, pedal. Very good, Melanie. Very good. Come, keep going.
Well, I don't think a dog would be able to do that. I'm supposed to be the hard-nosed scientist here, but she's just stolen my heart.
It's looking good for Melanie, but now time for the crunch question.
So based upon what you've seen with Melanie today, what's your first general impression of her, at least compared to higher learning animals like dogs?
I think she's pretty clever. I'm quite impressed with Melanie. I'd like to see how much further you can push those things.
But the professor thinks he may have spotted a weakness.
Now, there may be things that dogs have that raccoons don't have.
Yes.
And I think where she might fall a little short is in the emotional intelligence, because dogs are extremely good at this. They're better than primates generally.
So do you think I could ever do a study with Melanie, either just sort of like collaborating with you or other scientists?
Most professors would say it's very difficult to study with a sample of one. Would increase your chances if you could build other raccoons into it.
It's not the outcome that Kimberly was hoping for, but she seems pleased with the recognition.
Someone of his great understanding at least can appreciate the work that I've done and intelligence of this remarkable animal.
It's back to the drawing board, but this dynamic duo will not be giving up without a fight. When it comes to canine intelligence, golden retrievers rank 4th in the League of Clever Dogs. This is Barley.
I'm definitely a pushy parent. Try and get him to do a little bit more each time. Just push him a little bit more every time. And then every time he just gets better and better.
Barley is a rising star of the trick dog scene.
Trick dogs progress through a series of increasingly difficult levels. Barley's only 2, but he's already going for the coveted Trick Dog Champion title.
Right, Barley boy. Here.
As everyone knows, to be a champ takes hard work and lots of sausages.
Good boy. You love sausage. That's good. Make him excited.
Mum of 2 grown-up daughters, Helen works nights as a nurse.
Come on, you can do it.
Leaving plenty of time during the day to develop Barley's talents.
Good boy. Good boy. Pack it.
His favourite trick is packing his suitcase.
Good boy. Everyone's keen to go on holiday.
But even though today is a public holiday, there'll be no fun in the sun for this aspiring trick dog.
All these people all having a lovely time in the sun. We're going indoors into a hall for dog school.
Come, puppy. Honey. That's it.
Trick training classes like this are springing up all over the country. As usual, Barley's late.
Sorry we're late, miss.
I hope you've done all your homework, Barley.
Teacher's pet Brandy is already a champion trick dog.
Champion trick dog means the dog knows how to use its paw, how to use its nose, also how to use their brain, obviously.
Flora the Cavapoo is not far behind Brandy.
This is our 3rd course, is it, with you? Yes. Flora has done her advanced and she's working on her expert now.
Good work, Flora. A-star.
Some owners work very hard and they do their homework and they practice. It does make a big difference.
Time to see if Barley's been doing his homework. Barley first has to give Helen a tissue and then put it in a pedal bin.
Wait. Take it. Take it.
Okay, forget that for a minute. Watch me. Take it and bin it.
Looks like Barley could be bottom of the class this week. But pushy parent Helen still thinks he's ready for a competition.
I'm fairly confident, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does on the day. Who did that pee on the floor? Was it you?
Having failed to persuade the scientific world to take her raccoon training seriously, Kimberly is finally going to get the chance to prove how clever Melanie is.
Raccoons are definitely as smart as a smart dog.
She's muscled in on an annual competition to find Britain's smartest dog.
I really think that Melanie is the smartest pet in Britain. I really do.
The event is in just a few days' time, and Kimberly is sizing up the opposition.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how smart he is. That is amazing.
Border Collie Gable is one of the hot favourites.
This is one of Melanie's biggest competitors. He's one of the most intelligent dogs in England, especially talented at object recognition. Go find it, Gable.
Helen has entered Barley in the same competition. He'll give it his best shot.
Oh, he just opened up a mailbox and he's getting out a newspaper. Pretty talented. It'll be interesting to see how Barley competes against Melanie. I'm still rooting for my girl, though.
But another favourite, Cooper, the canine Einstein, is more of a surprise.
Shih Tzus are ranked 70th for their list of, the ranking of dog intelligence by breed.
But this is no ordinary Shih Tzu.
Oh my gosh, Cooper's now doing some shape sorting. It's really unusual to see the Shih Tzu being so intelligent. I'm amazed, but I really feel that I think Melanie will still win.
Since Cooper, the shape-sorting Shih Tzu, was dubbed a canine Einstein, his media career has taken off. A dog with both the looks and the brains is hot property.
Cooper is quite a popular Shih Tzu on my agency books. He's ideal for films, photography, or commercials. The type of dog that I could literally send out into any job.
Cooper has been with Urban Paws for 6 months and is having a catch-up.
He's already got a huge media presence. You know, the press love him.
Thanks to you.
And there's so much opportunities, possibilities for Cooper. He really can fit across the whole range of animal acting and modelling.
Definitely, I mean, any kind of opportunity where he shines.
I mean, say for example, Kirsty, if a big movie role came along, be aware, obviously, the fame that will come after that.
I think I would consider it, yeah. He's so used to having photos taken of him. Literally, I take out my phone and he starts posing. Almost like he's a natural model. And about the fame, I mean, fame's okay.
The world would seem to be at Cooper's paws. But he's not the only one chasing fame and fortune.
200 miles away in Sussex, Kimberly and Melanie are chasing a different sort of recognition. The Dog IQ competition is now just a few days away, and they're preparing to go head-to-head with the best of England's canine talent.
Cooper, a Shih Tzu, has learned shape sorting, and I want to see if she's able to do the shape sorter just like Cooper. Okay, Melanie, let's get to work, sweetheart.
Time for shape-sorting boot camp.
What's this, sweetheart? Can you pick up the circle? What's that? Pick up the circle. Do you see I have food? Good girl. Good girl, Melanie.
Looks like our canine Einstein may have some competition.
Okay, put it in. She learns so quickly. It really does give me hope that she'll perform well on the competition. Good girl. Do it again. Pick up. Excellent.
Melanie's shaping up to be a serious contender.
Let's do it again. If she won, it would validate all of the work that I've, trained her for and really the great bond that I share with her. Anything that those dogs can do, we can do. We make a good dynamic duo.
Science still isn't showing much interest in a bike-riding raccoon, but it is finding surprising levels of intelligence in even the most supposedly dumb animals.
Well, fish can be taught to swim through hoops, they can be taught to do weave poles, they can be taught to even move things in their tank, and even to be taught fish football, if you will, so you can teach your fish to move a little ball through the water. The point is it's exactly the same learning principle as the clicker training we've been using with the dogs, but we've adapted it for the underwater environment for the fish. What it shows is the fish is equally capable of learning and remembering in the long term a whole heap of different cues and behaviours associated with them.
Fish are not the only animals whose intelligence we may have underestimated. Goats are also generally considered pretty thick. But this crack team of international scientists would disagree.
Goats are often portrayed in the media or in cartoons as if they're a bit stupid, running around eating everything at random. But anybody who works with goats or farms goats or keeps goats as pets will know that they're sort of really clever.
In fact, these scientists believe that goats understand human behaviour better than the average pet. Even dogs struggle with the test these guys have got lined up.
Goats were never domesticated to be pets. So it's interesting to see how goats can perceive information from a human demonstrator.
In the box is a tasty treat. All the goat has to do is walk around the fence to get it. Sounds simple enough, but not simple enough for this goat. This time, a new goat is shown the route to the food by a human. But has he been smart enough to get the idea?
If he's using the information provided by Christian, we don't expect the goat to struggle through the barrier to get it.
Goat's success is a blow to the supposed superiority of dogs, but it's not exactly rocket science. Time to up the ante. Next, a test of memory that would challenge some humans, let alone goats. Willow has done the test before, but that was years ago.
Here we go. That was quick. She hasn't had any experience with that box for 4 years.
What's interesting about the Willow study is that she's shown us that actually I can remember how to get this really scrummy food out of this particular puzzle over a distance of 4 years. That's fantastic.
It just goes to show that animals everywhere might just be a lot smarter than you think.
We're only starting to scratch the surface of what they're capable of.
As the day of the big dog IQ competition gets closer, some of the contenders are finding out what they're up against.
Thought I'd have a look to see what Cooper the canine Einstein can do. That's clever.
Oh, wow, this is good, this one. He needs to learn some more stuff.
Cooper's making quite an impression.
Border collie, outwitted by a shih tzu, his street cred would go down.
So what do Gable's rivals think of him?
Look, watch this. What's this dog doing? Look, he's picking up all the objects. That's pretty good, isn't it? Being pig now. You're not bothered, are you? Okay, I'll watch it on my own.
But what about the wild card, Melanie?
She'd probably be really good at certain things related to what she would do in the wild.
She's got a bit of an advantage, I think, because she's got little paws. He's got big paws.
The raccoon is riding a bike. Gable couldn't do that.
He doesn't want to ride a bike, do you, mate? Okay, we won't put you on a bike. No bike.
But Kirsty and Cooper don't seem too worried.
I definitely don't watch this and think, oh, I could never achieve that. In fact, it's probably the opposite. Cooper hasn't got anything to prove.
With so little to prove and fame beckoning, the Mensa owner and her canine Einstein have decided to swap a display of brains for a display of looks. They've pulled out of the competition in favour of a glitzy photo shoot.
I want to have some photos that kind of show that he's not just a cute little dog.
I think Cooper's selling point is his intelligence.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And everyone loves dogs in glasses too.
Yeah. Good boy.
Oh.
What's this?
Oh, yeah. Good work. Let's do a wardrobe change, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready for your close-up?
Kick the set.
Getting into the swing of being a superstar.
Meanwhile, in Essex, it's the day of the competition to find Britain's smartest dog. It's a big day for all 18 hopefuls, but for wildcard Melanie the raccoon and owner Kimberly, winning the competition means everything.
There is some pressure definitely on me. I want her to show that she is, perhaps more intelligent than dogs.
Brainbox Gable, the hot favourite, is feeling the pressure too.
He's a bit nervous. He's quite a fearful dog at times.
Helen and Barley, the trick dog, still seem quietly confident.
I would like to win. I've got Melanie the raccoon though. I don't know about her.
17 dogs and 1 raccoon will compete for the prize.
Leave it, Gable, leave it.
There's no love lost between rivals Gable and Barley.
He's looking at him now, he's glaring. Can you not glare at Gable, please? We're not growling at him or glaring at him, thank you.
Welcome to the Essex Dog Training Centre. This is our annual intelligence test for dogs, but also this year we've included Melanie the raccoon. All that remains is for me to wish you all good luck.
The competition kicks off with a timed recall test. The dogs have to make it back to their owner as quickly as possible. What appears to be the most direct route is a trap. This is not quite as easy as it looks. Time to put proven canine brainbox Gable to the test. He should ace something as simple as this.
Gable, come!
But he makes a rookie error, heading straight into the cage.
Bless, I was willing him to go through that.
He quickly works out his mistake, but it costs him valuable time.
What a smart puppy.
Time-wise was okay, but it wasn't the brightest thing to run into a cage.
9 seconds is very respectable, but is it good enough to beat the young pretender, Barley?
He quite likely will look at me and say, well, forget it. Where's my cheese? Where's my tennis ball?
Barley, come, come.
Barley's off like a shot and immediately picks the quickest route.
Yeah, good boy. Barley did pretty well, I think. Straight over the gate.
More than pretty well, 5 seconds, nearly half Gable's time.
Yeah, you're too clever. That's too easy, you don't even care.
Last, it's wildcard Melanie the raccoon. Melanie seems more interested in climbing up Kimberly's leg than doing the test.
Okay.
So at the moment, I'll ask you to leave
Melanie
with me.
Okay, but I don't want you like letting go of the leash because she will just go off. Yeah. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
It's challenging marking on the raccoon, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not something I do every day.
We got to get a picture of this.
Judge Mick draws the short straw and gets the job of raccoon wrangler.
Put it on your head, Mick. You look like Davy Crockett.
Melanie, come here, sweetheart.
Go on, Mick, go on, Mick, go on, Mick.
To everyone's surprise, Melanie heads straight for Mum and sneakily squeezes through a raccoon-sized gap in the fence.
Good girl.
8.9 seconds.
Would have been quicker if it wasn't for Mick.
I'm so glad that it went well. She did really well and came to me quickly.
Not as fast as Barley, but amazingly it's quicker than Gable and all the other dogs.
So, after the first round, Melanie is right up the leaderboard in second place. It's a good enough start to help Kimberly prove her point.
I want her to show that she is, perhaps more intelligent than dogs.
The next test is designed to make things even more difficult by deliberately deceiving the animals. The owner heads into a tent and then, unseen by their pet, sneakily switches into another. It's a ruse that baffles most of the dogs on the day. Will a raccoon fare any better?
Okay, go find me, Melanie.
It's tricky enough for the dogs, so I think it's going to be really tricky for Melanie. Saying that she seems quite attached to her owner.
Come on, Melanie, come get some treats.
Off she goes.
Good girl! You found me!
29, 27, 8.
It's not fastest time, but it's enough to keep the dream alive.
Hopefully, the other test will go well. I'll just cross my fingers and hope that she does well.
Next, the golden retriever trick dog, Barley.
Okay, Helen, move.
If he wants to be a serious contender, this has to go well.
Molly!
But young Barley runs around like a headless chicken.
Call again.
Molly! Good boy, yeah!
Needed quite a lot of help, so hard one. Need to think about that one.
Oh, it's a shame you're so rubbish.
Last up is Gable, the doggy dictionary who knows all 150 of his toys by name.
Gable, come!
Finally, Gable seems to have got into his stride.
I think that's the best one we've seen.
Over another 4 rounds, the competitors are put through their paces. It's a dogfight.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, sausage involved. He's going to get the sausage, isn't he?
Melanie reverts to instinct and tries climbing.
I don't think I'm going to be rushing out and get a raccoon just yet. I think I might hold off on that one.
The final challenge is one of the most difficult yet, the maze. All 3 of our contenders are still in the running.
There's a couple of that are definitely front runners. I mean, Gable's really smart dog. Really smart dog. And Barley's doing pretty well, isn't he? Really smart, yeah.
This means there's extra pressure for Melanie.
Do you know what? I think she could do it. I think she'll climb over barriers, yeah.
Raccoons everywhere are counting on her.
I'm so proud of you, Melanie. Good girl.
The maze is designed to challenge problem-solving abilities. And that's exactly what it does. Most of the dogs fail to finish, leaving it wide open for our 3 contestants.
I think this is right down to the wire, isn't it? Yeah, so no pressure. Yeah, no pressure. Oh, there he goes.
Melanie, come on, sweetheart. Where am I?
Molly!
Gable, come!
All 3 waste no time getting through the first part of the maze, but run into trouble in the tricky middle section.
It's double back.
Hurry up!
He knows I'm here, but he's not sure how to get to me.
Melanie, come here!
Barley blows it.
Is that allowed?
Crazy pooch. I knew you'd do that.
Gable makes it home in good time.
Hey, good boy!
Well done. Really
Thank you.
Cookies!
And Melanie can't resist the high-pitched pleas of Kimberly and the promise of cookies.
I see you! Yay! Yay!
Who will be crowned the smartest dog, or maybe raccoon, in Britain?
Should we go confer with the others? Yeah, I think it's definitely time. Let's see what the others come up with.
Times are calculated, points are added up.
It's a challenge for raccoons to come to this environment, strange location, exactly, yes. to do
Taking
dog
that
tests.
into consideration as well, the main intelligence tests, she scored very highly.
Brilliant.
Easy.
Now the big presentation.
For 17 dogs and 1 raccoon, it's time to name the winner.
Well done, everybody. Great fun. Some testing exercises there, both for dogs and people. All the judges have been watching you very, very carefully. Now, this is the big one. They have decided that the overall winner will go to Gable.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Look what you've got, mister. Gable's won the trophy and he's really done me proud. Should go home very happy.
But there are no losers today. Everyone goes home with something.
Now, for the best alternative species, that goes to Melanie, the raccoon.
I definitely feel that Melanie made her point. Very proud of her. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more, really.
Recognition at last.